you kind of win them over and you pull at their heartstrings about being the best they can be and being part of something special and serving quality and, having a good time doing it and being competitive and measuring things. We do a lot of that. I did a lot of that too, and get people fired up about what's going on right now and today. And I just found it very rewarding.
Is there any common themes that you would talk to your employees about at the time? Because I know that you have a relationship with a lot of your early employees, your early managers from these store days. What is it that you'd say or do with them that really built that connectivity? Obviously mentoring them is important and make them excited about the job, all those things. But what do you think made you stand out versus any other manager out there that just wanted good people working for them?
Well, I will tell you that we had a tough upbringing, and I think that we lose sight of a lot of people having a tough upbringing. With you think you're the only one, or you keep it to yourself or whatnot. But it just seemed as I was working my way up through the company and working with young people that all young people have a story to tell, and interesting things happen, and they just need somebody to listen to mentor them, and be there for them. And it's just surprising when you think about how simple that is, but sometimes we're so busy that we don't take the time to do it. But when you do it and you make friends and create those relationships, I think they do go far away. And you might be the best thing or the most important person in their life at that point in time because they can't talk to their mom and dad about this situation or whatever goes on. And I think if you're there for them and you hear them and make them feel like they're part of something and important and what they're doing matters and take an interest, I think that goes a long way.
Yeah, I'm a firm believer that, when you look at in-and-out managers as a whole, and I'm sure there's other companies with equal caliber of managers, but when I think about in-and-out managers, they generally tend to care about their employees and understand what their lives. I know that my first in-and-out manager made an impact on me at the time, and I still look at that individual the same way because I was 16 years old. I was in high school, trying to put gas in my car, literally.
Yeah.
And I think that that's a good lesson for people that are listening that maybe they're in management or they're going into management or maybe they've been there a long time, just to remember how simple those things can be, but how much they mean.
Exactly. And the whole thing about you're in a place and you're starting a career. If you're going to be a doctor, you're going to have to go to college. If that's the goal. You can't just work your way
up the ladder.
Here's a scalpel,
right.
and an accountant or something because you want that big job or some jobs. They're going to want to know what you got going on and what your schooling was.
Yeah.
But when it comes to school, and I really do appreciate the higher learning, and I look at it from a standpoint that when somebody goes to school, they're learning on they're demonstrating that they can learn on another level and meet the requirements and go beyond what just high school, like myself. And I do think that does matter, and it is something, but it isn't everything. I mean, I've worked with some amazing people that did not go to college, like myself, that are worth their weight in gold. I mean, what they bring to the table, their work ethic, how hard they try. And I'm just saying that, when you put forth a serious effort, people notice.
Yeah.
And you may not even realize they're noticing, but people do. I notice, I know who they are. And I don't think school is the answer for everybody. And I think you can, I'm an example that you don't have to go to college, to be an executive in a corporation. Most corporations probably wouldn't even blink at you.
Yeah.
But, you get yourself in a good situation, you work hard, the opportunities will come.
Well, there you go. The first half of the interview with Mark Taylor, COO for In-N-Out Burger. Guy's been there for 34 years. I just can't believe how fast time goes by, how much experience and wisdom he has. And I'm so happy to be bringing this interview to you. I really don't think he's done more than 5 interviews in his whole entire career. And when he said he would be willing to do this for me, I just couldn't believe it. So such a kind person, loving brother. I'm very fortunate to have him. I have another great partner in my life, Eric Morley at Blue Sea Advertising. If you haven't met Eric, take the time, reach out on Facebook or social media and check out what he's all about in Blue Sea Advertising. They're great people. He's the one that talked me into doing this podcast. So I just think in a sense of gratitude, I wanted to throw that out there to Eric. So thank you for pushing me in this direction and get me to do these podcasts because they are so rewarding, and I really appreciate what that's all about. So if you enjoyed this show, please share it with somebody. It means so much to me, and if you can review it and give us some type of ranking, that really helps us with iTunes and staying on their channel as well as the others like iHeartRadio and SoundCloud. So please share, rank, review, whatever you can do. Thanks again for listening. And like I said, I apologize for cutting this thing in two, but I wanted to make sure the message resonated and you got to hear it all loud and clear and maybe take some notes on what Mr. Taylor has to say. So tune in next week for part 2 of the show and look forward to delivering that to you. Have a great week. And as David Meltzer says, think about every morning how we all have more than enough and how much more than you have than maybe what you need, and share with others if you can. I love that part about my life and what I'm doing right now. And just like Gary Vee says, who's crushing it every day, value for value, man. That's what it's all about, bringing value to people and supporting their goals and initiatives. So thanks for listening. Look forward to next week.